Hi YouTube, it's Maddie the Empty Nest Scrapper coming to you with a 4th episode of my organization series. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad you stopped by. If you are returning, I'm so glad you came back. So I have been doing an organizational series. Some of you have been following, and each episode has a little bit of a different theme. Today we're going to talk about changing organization systems that are not working for you. And I'm going to give you some examples of organization system that did not work for me, and I did change it. So if you enjoy this video, please subscribe down below, give a thumbs up, and ring the bell so you know when another video is coming up. So many of you probably recognize this system of organization for embossing powders. And this adorable little system is something that I saw on Jennifer McGuire's channel. Any of you who have been looking at YouTube videos that are addressing organization likely have seen this system before. Also, if you are like me and follow multiple channels teaching organization, I am always looking for tips and ideas and help organizing. Not because I'm OCD, but the opposite. I find organizing a challenge. And in the end, when I do the last episode, I will give you a tour of my craft space, and you will see that I am not that organized person. In fact, I should have called this series Organization for Pack Rats. So I really work hard to keep my things organized. I do not want to be overwhelmed by my things. And this system, I was so proud of myself when I put it together. It was cute. It had these cute little spoons inside. I labeled everything. I knew where it was. In the beginning, I had it in a different space. I moved it to a better space close to my desk. It did take up the entire drawer. So what happened, because it was a very small drawer, I just had pretty much these 6 items in that small drawer right next to my desk. I had them swatched out. I'm really working hard on keeping my craft supplies organized. And I was so proud of myself. Once it was in the right space and I was using it regularly, what I found out was I hated this system. The size of the little buckets that I used are very small. And that coincides with the fact that I don't have a lot of space and I don't have a lot of embossing powders. So the amount of powder fit in here fine. But when I was working on a card, usually what I'm embossing is a card, I had to, maneuver it over this tiny space, take this tiny spoon and go several times over that embossed image. And I found it tedious. I found it difficult. And even though this was so cute, I found that I wanted to change this storage. Many of you know that embossing powders, whichever brand you get, come in a little plastic jar looking like this. This is the empty jar from my clear embossing powder, which is absolutely the one I use the most. This is what is left of my clear embossing powder. And because I used it the most, the spoon fell off. And at the bottom, which is all that was left from this container, was some embossing powder that had some little specks, little black specks, little cat fur, little dog fur, all sorts of little things that I thought I might let this little bit of embossing powder go. So from this, I was able to condense everything into this tiny little container. This system took up my whole little drawer. This system, what I did, it's not a system, of course. I poured them back into these little containers. Because I'm a pack rat, I saved them. And I went into the closet and took out these containers and poured them all back in. I had seen people using it straight from the container right over a coffee filter or a piece of copy paper and then pouring it right back in. It looked so much easier. And that's my plan. I'm going with the unfancy, easy method that is much more compact to store. And I hope this works better for me. As you know, sometimes we don't find out that a system is not working for us until we try it. And even though I was super happy with how cute everything looked when I completed the embossing powder storage, it didn't work for me. I was unhappy, and that's why I changed it. Here's another system that I changed. This is a container that I used to keep my Memento inks in. And I did have a swatch sheet inside each one of these containers. I do have the full set of Mementos, so they required, 3 containers. I was using 3 drawers to fit my teeny tiny dewdrops in here. If you had seen my previous craft room tour, I think the thumbnail shows this system, and it was very cute and it worked okay. But space is an issue for me. And I was able to fit all of my Memento inks with their swatch sheets into one little tiny drawer corralled in these Dollar Tree baskets. And I am so much happier to use my space in that way. So even though it was an okay storage system, it was pretty cute to look at when I pulled them out, I wasn't happy with the use of space. I really need to find efficient ways to keep my things together. And changing these 2 systems, I hope, is a much better system for me. And as I stated before, I'm really not going to find that out until I try them. So those are the 2 areas that I have changed my storage systems. One basically just for the amount of space it took up, and one because the storage system was just not working for my crafting. So think about your storage systems. Do you like where your items are stored? Are they handy compared to how often you use them? Are they taking up too much space? Are they getting too jumbled? So these are the things I looked for. These are the things I worked on this week. And I hope you're playing along. I hope you have been looking at your systems, deciding what's working, what's not working, and changing it up for yourself. Under the heading of things get worse before they get better, just so you guys are aware, it is a disaster around here. I have been really trying to organize my space in regards to storage systems and keeping my organization, inventory, and I'm hoping that the end justifies the means, and I will someday be able to share this space. It's not fancy, but it's practical, it's useful, it's mine, and generally it's the space in my house that I love to be, and I'm trying to keep it that way. And I hope your space is a place that you love to be, your happy place. So if you enjoyed this video, please give a thumbs up for a like, subscribe down below, and ring the bell so that you can be notified for the next organization video. I will link below all the fantastic organizers that were an inspiration to me and helped me keep going to fight against that pack rat mentality. And even though many of them are the opposite, they are more of the OCD type. What I do is I try to adjust their systems to fit what I can do. And I hope you do too. Everybody stay safe and enjoy your crafting. Bye, everyone.